Present.
Jeff McWhorter,
Here.
Ted Pappas,
Here.
Gregg Rooth,
Here.
Schroeder,
Here.
Larry Stone,
Here.
Brian Anseeuw,
Here.
Donald Bell,
Here.
Gregg.
Here. Thank you. First on the agenda is Mr. Ron Schoon. Ron, do you want to address the board? Please don't use any individual's names when you're stating any fights in that.
On 8/21 of '08, quit claim deed was signed. No contact order was issued on 8/16/11. Proof of ownership was shown of a Colt Defender 45 caliber semi-automatic. And more than one copy of that. And then on March 2nd of 2012, a complaint was filed with Mercer County Sheriff's Department that those guns, along with about $10,000 more of other property, was removed from the property. Found out that the Colt 45 Defender was involved in a federal drug raid. I believe it was case number 1219, from what the Metropolitan Enforcement Group told me, U.S. District Court against Del Court out of Rock Island County. One of the two people that entered that said property was, or actually two of the people, but one of them only entered, are convicted drug offenders. And I'd like to know why crimes aren't being committed. And I question the ability of people to enforce the law in this county and surrounding county board. Paperwork's right here. I've got more. I didn't use any names.
No, thank you.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of guns. The two people that took it, one of the two was known to be suicidal. Didn't have a FOID card, didn't have anything. A quitclaim deed signed, a cash check for $9,000. They shouldn't be on the property, period, especially under no contact order. But I think if any one of us violated a no contact order, especially a guy, the way it seems to be, they'll go after the people or they'll go after the guy and throw him in the loose down. So I'd like to know why the law wasn't enforced and why it hasn't. I do have an eyewitness testimony that is willing to go to court and testify that it was said that, well, we go after criminal trespass charges. This isn't criminal trespass. Not when you steal guns, over $10,000 worth of stuff. That's burglary. Kicking a door. How's that happen? How's that happen in this county?
I don't know all the facts, Ron.
I got them right here.
I mean, and I don't either. Ron's just given us a quick rundown of what it is, and I'm a little bit confused by it, but is there any reason? I mean, if we have guns that are confiscated, stolen, whatever, in the county in any manner, and they end up as part of a federal drug case, maybe we need to find out what's going on. And all I would ask is there any reason why Chairman of the Law Enforcement Committee or somebody of the Law Enforcement Committee can't look into that and see what's happening there? I would be a little concerned if we, like I said, we have weapons being confiscated or taken in whatever manner end up in a federal drug case, especially if we start having people violent crimes committed with those weapons, and how did they get there? I'd be concerned with that. I mean, I'm not.
Paperwork's right here.
But
there was complaints.
it just sounds like something that we need to look at real quick. I don't know. Get the answers on it. That'd be my recommendation, is that somebody look at that anymore.
George, I'm a little confused too. Now, is Mr. Schuman, are you saying that it's two officers that came in and kicked down a door?
No, not two officers, two people.
Two people.
Two people. Admitted in court, admitted under oath of who it was. Paperwork's right here. If I need to get a hold of the court dockets, I can, under the Freedom of Information Act. No charges ever filed. And I have proof of other felonies being committed in the county and not prosecuted.
I'm on the board and I'll look into it.
Yeah, it's the weapons thing that gets me. I'd be a little concerned, like I said, if we got
Well, it isn't
weapons.
just weapons, what about the other
Well,
monetary
yeah,
stuff?
I got you, but,
So anybody can break into a people's house, and instead of taking guns, we can steal.
no.
No, we're not
I'm not,
condoning
no, I'm
it.
not
We're
saying
not
that, Ron. I'm
condoning
just
either
saying the
one.
immediate thing to me is the fact that, or not even the fact, the allegation that maybe guns are getting out of our control when they should have been under control, and what happens when somebody commits a violent crime and they can trace that gun back to us in some fashion. I would definitely want to look at that, and while we're looking at that, then we can look at the rest of the stuff too. That's all I'm saying.
This isn't my paper.
I'm not saying that one thing is more important than the other. I'm not downplaying it, I'm not. But I would be real concerned about the gun issue especially.
I'll ask the law enforcement committee to investigate this on their own and that.
Give them my phone number.
Okay.
We know who enforces a crime in this county, and it shouldn't be sitting on the bench up there.
Well, thank you very
I
much.
didn't use the name.
Thank you. Okay, moving on, moving back up to number 3, which I'm sorry, I skipped over. I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes of the August 5th, 2014 general meeting. Moving second, is there any discussion on these minutes? Seeing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Thank you, sorry for my mistake. Thank you. Next on the agenda is Ron Thornton. Ron, are you here? Would you like to, you have the floor?
Yes, Ron Thornton, Peaceburg. This upcoming property, county-wide property sale, sign says for sale, this real estate at public auction by county as trustees. But on the website that the county's hired, it's got a sealed bid rather than a verbal. They call it verbal. They call it verbal and sealed bid. Well, this county, they're going to do a sealed bid. Well, in the past, they have done what they call verbal auctions. And they do conduct both. If you go to their list of the, I don't know how many counties they don't do all 102, 98 or whatever. About half of them are verbal and half of them sealed bid. Now, if the sign would have said for sale at public auction and or sealed bids, I wouldn't be here. It don't say that. It says public auction. And
Do you know who hung the sign up? Do you have any idea? Who hung the sign up
well, somebody from Myers, I would.
from the person conducting the auction?
I mean,
So they're
it's got their information on it.
Okay.
Numbers and
okay.
and seal bids for IllinoisTaxSale.com website.
So this is a tax sale on that. This is a tax sale, right?
Right,
Property being sold.
but it's property sale, not,
Yeah.
Property being sold for taxes.
yeah.
Like the taxes. Bill, you know how that was worked.
Yeah, and Bev called Joe Myers to find out exactly why they do it that way. It's a public auction by sealed bid. They do those for counties who don't have very many parcels that they're working with, usually 300 or more, and we have 17. So they do it by sealed bid. It's more economical that way. They don't have to charge more money because of, you know, having an auctioneer there and all of that. Have you talked to them directly? Or have you just looked on the website?
I emailed them the 28th and they
Okay.
hadn't answered. I don't know if they tried to call or not, but they never answered my email.
I have their phone number if you would like to talk to them directly. And they can maybe instruct you on how to do it. Once it goes to the tax buyer, they pretty much handle everything. Because we have already gotten our money. They've paid those taxes for us so that we can continue to operate. So we don't have much to do with it. It'd be just like, we have local tax buyers also. They might do it, have a sheriff's auction of those properties. But this is the way our tax agent does it. Does that make sense to you?
Well, I think it's not, don't conform to what your sign says.
Yeah,
Notice.
the tax buyers have a pretty strong lobby, and they get pretty much what they want, you know, as far as the statutes are concerned regarding tax sales. So they're calling it a public auction by sealed bid. I know the catalog isn't even out yet for it, and that'll be out shortly, I assume. Would you like this number?
And the number's on there.
Okay. There isn't much we can do about it.
Is that the only tax buyer we can use?
Not everybody wants to be the dumping ground for the properties that nobody else wants. So it's kind of hard to find a tax agent.
It's safe to assume that if there were another tax buyer, they'd still go by the same rules anyway. They're all pretty much the same.
They try to do it as economically as possible.
I do understand his concern. I mean, it looks like they post a sign that says one thing, in reality, you contact them, they're doing another.
Yeah.
It's not obvious what they're doing, so it's a little
And
misleading.
misrepresentation
Yeah,
in that.
a little misleading. I do understand that.
I think we can require them to put it in the future, a public auction by sealed bid on the sign rather than public auction.
Yeah. Is that, I mean, would that make it better if it was explicit on the sign that says it's a public auction by sealed bid, or?
Like I say, I wouldn't be here if it was.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, we'll try to address this and get in touch with Ron.
We'll try to see
Yeah.
if we can fix that.
The sealed bid, I'm not crazy about it, but if that's the rules, I would do it. But then it takes a week after you send in your bid, or after the closing, and they've got a week to let you know. You don't know if you got it or not. And limbo, the auction, I've been here in the auction that they've conducted here in the county before, and you know, I get 500 sold, you know.
You know the end result before you walk away. Yeah.
This is done for a cost, so they can measure in that. I think the other auction cost us more money than it will do it.
Well, it costs the buyer, which is us,
Yeah.
basically, you know, now, because it's our tax agent.
But we'll try to make sure they better represent what they're doing on the sign from now on. Okay, anything else, Ron?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for coming in.
Next up, law enforcement, Mr. Haines.
I'd like to have a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved. Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion on the minutes? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay. Next, we go to transportation. I'd like first to ask for approval, make a motion to approve the August 20th and September 2nd minutes.
So moved.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Same sign opposed. Thank you. Next, we need a motion to the county bridge aid. Right, Jimmy?
Okay.
County bridge aid final report for North Henderson Township Bridge. Timber pile repairs and structure. 0664103. Do I have a motion to approve this?
I'll make that motion.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Next, joint agreement for federal precipitation in section 14. Jimmy, you want to explain this a little bit more?
Well, just like I said in our special meeting, this is a training that my staff will be attending for a bridge inspection class. It will be funded by IDA, 100%. I don't know what
Okay. I'd like to make a motion to approve this joint agreement for federal precipitation. Do I have a second? Moved and seconded. Any more discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Carries. Thank you, everybody. Animal control, Ms. Rooth.
I'd like to make a motion to accept the minutes of the August 19th animal control meeting.
The move. Second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
I need to bring up the contract with the city of Sherrard. Chris, will you explain that a little bit?
Are you going to motion to accept the contract?
Yes.
Or you just want the,
No.
okay. Sherrard hasn't contracted with us prior. They decided to contract with us, although there was a little misunderstanding in the paper. We are not solving cat problems. I've actually divulged a letter with our committee that went out with their approval to the Sherrard board members to make sure they understood exactly what the contract was and what it was about. Haven't heard from them yet. The committee's suggestion was not to vote it through this month until it was all clarified.
So we don't want to vote on this.
No, we don't want to vote on this yet.
Oh, okay. The next item on the discussion.
What's going to change about it? It's all filled out. Just the clarification?
It was more of a clarification in the situation as far as like there's community or municipalities that contract with us. And obviously if they read something in the paper because they're having the same problems, that we're going to solve one municipality's problems. That's not the case. So we wanted to make sure that all board members completely understood what it was that the contract was, what it meant, and what it would benefit and how it would benefit that municipality itself. So basically it is a clarification, but just in good faith, basically not to enter a contract without everybody's knowledge.
So really the numbers, the numbers that are on here, we don't mean anything yet.
Correct. So we can't actually budget as a revenue yet.
Chris, weren't you concerned about the census? You're having to cover more area than the census actually reports, and we can only charge by the census numbers, right?
Correct. Because of the new fire lake, part of the fire lake that is now part of Sherrard municipality and no longer fire lake, Sherrard census has increased. However, we can only go off of the 2010 census, and we charge by census.
So we're doing more for less.
Correct.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to table this until the October meeting.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, this is tabled till October board
We
meeting.
got another thing here about the discussion of the revision of the ordinances. Do we want to look at that further, or do we want to?
We are still under advisement with the state attorney's office on how to make sure that we have everything clarified. So they're not ready to present yet.
Get them at the next meeting, whatever.
Correct.
Okay,
Thank you. Yes.
since that's just discussion, I don't think we even really need to table it. Greg, did you want to say anything about have you been reviewing these ordinances?
Yeah, they put a lot of work on them. We're just making sure they're consistent with the state law and our other ordinance, so it's a smooth, shouldn't be a drastic change, but we're all up to date. So we made some comments, and I know the animal control put them in, and then we just change back and forth to make sure it's as good as it's gonna get. Next month should be fine.
Hopefully we can bring this forward next month. Thank you, everybody. Next on the agenda, on public health, Mr. Anseeuw.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes of the August 19th public health department meeting.
Second, any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you. Passes. Next on agenda is zoning, Mr. Pappas.
I'm going to defer to Mr. Schroeder.
Move to approve the minutes of the zoning board of appeals meeting.
Second.
Been moved and seconded, any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Minutes passed.
Move to approve the ordinance for rezoning from A1 to R1 for Jacob and Gina Marlowe.
So moved.
Been moved. Seconded, any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, I guess take your zoning. On next, finance, Mr. Pappas, please.
Mr. Porter, we have before us claims of $605,525.11. I move this motion.
Second.
Does this, moved and seconded, on discussion, does this include the ban on payment? Is in those claims, so this,
Yes.
okay, okay, so the ban on payment of the prisoner transportation ban is included in the claims.
Right.
I just wanted that discussion. Any more discussion?
I had a question, Jimmy. When we were discussing the checking account and claims, our line of credit went up to help you pay some bills. There was some discussion as to when the timing of those funds would be coming back to pay down the line that was advancing you to make your claims for the month of July. Do you have any idea?
Well, right now we're banking on the remaining tax levy, about 150,000. I think it will be October. I have to check with Beth on whenever we're going to get that. So we'll pay that eventually. And then we also have a couple of revenues that my department is actually working. We already sent our reimbursement 1 and reimbursement 2 with IDA for our flood control. I think reimbursement 1 is about 23,000, and I believe reimbursement 2 is somewhere like 63,000. Knowing IDA, I don't know for sure on when they're going to approve that. But I'm constantly meeting them in a weekly basis to speed up the process. We are also anticipating a couple of counter bridge aid. I think it's about 40,000. That is actually already put in the place.
You can answer my question, Jimmy. There was just a question, and Jeff said, well, Jimmy, when he's here, asking the question. So we knew you'd have an answer for us, and so I just wanted to follow up with clarification. So the advancement on the line is really a timing issue.
It is a very issue for my department. Just to make it so simple for you to understand, if you are building a certain or maintaining certain road, you have to pay the material first.
Sure.
We don't have that money yet.
Sure.
So that's where we're having trouble. Now, for instance, this flood control project, we have a revenue, we anticipate 120,000, but we have to pay in advance the equivalent materials for that, about 70,000.
No, I understand, it's timing, and that's what line of credits are for, to help with timing of departments, but you've answered my question, so.
Any more discussion then? Oh, there's motion for claims, no second. So
Second.
Motion moved and second. Seeing no more discussion, all in favor of paying claims, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That motion passes.
Okay, we have,
You wanna make a motion for the, quarterly?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, minutes.
Yeah, we've got the minutes here. We have the minutes before you. I did have one correction. It would be the fourth paragraph from the bottom, where it says that Bonsack and Fromell were engaged to investigate the accounts that were identified by the initial audit, and that should say the 12 additional accounts that were identified.
So that takes the place of an audit? It's not an
No,
audit?
No.
that were identified by the initial audit, that was the initial forensic audit. Okay? What we're asking to do on the initial audit is we're asking them to look at the real estate account, okay? And then we're also asking them to take a look at the 12 accounts, one of them which is the sheriff's telephone account. Okay? I just wanted to clarify that.
Okay.
Okay? So with that clarification, I move these minutes to be approved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, then
We need to appropriate $6,000 for the balance of the year to engage Bonsack and Fromell, I think I'm saying that right, to do the quarterly interim financial statements for the balance of the year. So we're needing to appropriate $6,000 from the liability fund for 2014.
Second. Moved and seconded, any discussion? Are we also going to, in this is engaging them to do the
Well, let's go
year-end?
with one of the, well, we're gonna do that.
Okay.
With the budget year. Yeah, that would be your budget.
Okay,
Is it, I guess my question is, if we don't do that until the budget, are we gonna be getting a late start on that? Or should we be voting on that?
No, if we're gonna engage them to do the interim, and then when we put the budget together, we're gonna have that included for a year end, for them to complete.
That's my understanding.
okay.
All right.
Okay, all in favor, is there any more discussion?
Gary made it.
Gary had
seconded
seconded.
it.
Yeah.
Seeing no more discussion, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Under the forensic audit, what we're gonna do is we're gonna use Bonsack and Fromell to identify to work on the accounts we just talked about in the minutes. And we're going to, they have the qualification with some of the auditors that they have. We're going to engage them to look at these 12 accounts and to look at the real estate account. And as they wade into this, if they identify prosecutory type issues and/or issues that would involve the bonding of us being repaid for theft, they will stop, and then they will report to us, and then they're not able to do the prosecutory type of work. We would then have to engage an audit firm that specializes in this work. So we're taking, we're trying to be conservative here with taxpayers' dollars, but if we do run into an issue, they'll alert us. We're going to have monthly reports, right, Jeff?
Correct.
And if we see something, or they identify something that they see as potential, we'll have to make a decision to hire the big gun. And I think we're all in agreement on that. We're trying to be good fiduciaries, but also get to a conclusion on this situation. So I make that motion as well, and we're engaging them for $75 an hour. And right now, we're engaging them, really, what did you say, Jeff, for 80 hours?
Well, I just estimated 80 hours, $56,000.
I think that's a good start.
Yeah.
But they may come back in 3 hours and say there's a problem too.
So the motion is to authorize them to do a pre-forensic review of the 12
Yeah.
accounts?
The